Go.
What's up, YouTubeites? Welcome into another episode of Lords of the Long Box presents the Cover Price Weekly Top 10 for the week of April 25th. While you all are gathering and getting ready for this kick-ass show we have planned tonight, JB?
Since I'm in the driver's seat tonight, I'm going to pick my favorite intro. You guys ready?
Do it.
Let's do it.
I'll start. 1, 2, ready.
Down around the corner, half a mile from here, you see them road trains run, and you watch them disappear. Without love, where would you be now? Without love, no, I saw Miss Lucy down along the tracks. She lost her home and her family, and she won't be coming back. Without love, where would you be right now? Without love, well, the Illinois is Central and the Southern Central break. Got to keep on pushing my mud, 'cause you know they're running late. Without love, where would you be now? Na, na, na. Without love, Illinois is Central and the Southern Central freight. Got to keep on pushing my mud. You know they're running late. Without love, where would you be now? Without love, where pistons keep on turning and the wheels go round and round, and the steel rails are cold and hard, and the miles that they go down. Without love, where would you be right now? Without love, ooh, where would you be now?
One of my absolute favorites right there. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. I'm JB, and this is the panel for this week. Tebow's on vacation. He's taking a vacation on the south side of Chicago. How's it go?
Oh.
I don't remember how it goes. Anyway, Tebow's on vacation, so we're going to be driving the bus, and
Yay.
it's going to be good. Miss Laura, say hello to the good people.
Well, I'm a little in shock right now, not only because we have all these people in the chat, but we started on time, JB. Like, I don't even know how to respond. Like, this is crazy.
Oh.
We
It's
It's
started
too
on time.
early. We're gonna get like 1 million people coming in going, oh, I thought it started at
Wait a
6:15
minute.
like usual.
Man, we were on time. We were on time. Ismail, we have to be on time today because we have something very special coming up after the show. As a matter of fact, we might as well mention it now. If you guys aren't aware, Miss Laura is not only with Bird City Comics, which is one of the sponsors of the show, but she's also at Nearing Nerdvana.
Yeah.
And there is a link to this channel in the description below. And right after this top 10 list, they are going live with Ryan Brown, and you're not going to want to miss that. I'll be dropping a link in the chat for those of you in the live chat.
Thank you.
Gabe, say what's up to the people.
What up, everybody? Man, look at everybody showing up today on time. Feels weird, but we're gonna make this happen. This is gonna roll nice and tight because we got JB.
I'm going to try and run a tight ship. As a matter of fact, we're going to mention this twice, once at the beginning and once at the end. Everybody, if you're watching, make sure you subscribe to Gabe's new YouTube channel, Comic Book Versus. There's a couple of fun things going to be happening there. We'll discuss it at the end. We got to get into this list. So let's get the graphic up. And I will start with this list. Comes from our friends over at CovrPrice. This one's focusing on the high sales found on their exclusive weekly top 10 list. Now, this list changes every week, so make sure to check it every week so that you are on top of the hottest trending comic books in the market. This list has a runner-up. Oh, wait a minute. I must be remiss. This show is also sponsored by our friends over at Bird City Comics. And don't you have a special book dropping soon?
Well, tonight we actually dropped the first ever Vampirella from artist Anna Marcano. She's amazing. And then this is our amazing Las Vegas con exclusive that Lobos did for us. That'll be dropping this weekend at the con only, though, for now.
And if you guys didn't know, check out, there's a phone number that you guys can text right here. I'm going to put it on the screen. If you want a text alert to win this and all of the Bird City exclusives drop, type the word exclusive to 833-550-0802 and get on that list. All right, now that we got all of the bills paid, right? We got to get all those out of the way. Now let's get to tonight's runner-up. Gabe, let's get this show started.
All right, starting off this week, number 11, the runner-up is Deceased, War of the Undead Gods, number 8. The Sun Kimanoki 1 in 50 variant from DC Comics. This series began its run 3 years ago and is finally reaching its conclusion. While the Deceased series of books has its fans, it's had its share of mixed reviews, but this book is undoubtedly feeling the power. Sun Kanmuniki is an artist rapidly growing in popularity, and her 1 in 50 variant features her specific style of fan favorite DC women. It's gorgeous and a great way to conclude a series. Fans took note, leading us to track 15 copies sold and a 7-day trend of 93%. High sales are a raw copy for $80.
Yeah, she's
Miss
phenomenal.
Laura, what do you think of this cover here?
Well,
And
I'm a
can you
huge fan of Sun. I think it's Kumanaki.
I got it. I was going to play the cut, but I figured it was too early. But hey, that's how the show goes. It's Sun Kumanaki, 1 in 50 variant.
Yeah, she's phenomenal. She does a really good job of drawing really sultry women. She's been around for a while, so it's nice to see her getting some attention.
And we kick off the show with a DC book. That doesn't always happen, but recently it has happened. And I forgot to mention earlier, I did drop the link in the live chat. Make sure you comment on last Thursday's Shaker Show what your favorite cover was to be entered into tonight's giveaway after this show. And this show, make sure you drop a comment when it's over on what your favorite cover was to be entered into Thursdays. All right. Now let's get to the top 10 list. Laura, what have we got at number 10?
All right, so this is an interesting one. I heard about this all last week. So we have World Tree number 1, the Fernando Blanco recalled printing error. It came out way too dark. We got a couple of these out in the garage, and it's crazy how you lost all detail on them. A printer malfunction afflicted the first batch of World Tree. Retailers were asked to destroy the misprinted copies. However, seeing that many found their way to the aftermarket, it's clear that most have not done so. The exact number of error copies is unknown, yet cover A appears plentiful. The affected covers include cover A and cover D by Sinkovich. Yeah. And the Aaron CB and S exclusive. To identify an error copy, look at the dead body on the bottom of cover A. If you are unable to see it, you have an error copy. The official debut of the first issue was rescheduled to this week. We'll see how this week's release affects the desirability of the recalled issue. We tracked 27 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 84%, with a high sale of $26 for a raw copy and a near mint fair market value of $23, though online sellers are blasting copies out in bulk for lower prices.
Gabe, didn't you used to work in a comic book store back in the 90s?
Not in the 90s.
Or
but I have
well,
worked in all
when
the
was
comic
it? I
stores.
figure you love 90s.
Mhm.
I'm still young to work in the comic book stores in the 90s.
Oh, sorry. But did you ever see recalled books not get returned?
Yeah, it happens even like recently. I mean, this is not fairly common, but it does spring up every so often. I think it's happened before, like on We Eat the Rich, and there's a few that happen throughout the timelines. Usually when it's just like, oh, it's printed too dark or something. When it's something like that, print too dark, word balloons missing, things like that. Nobody strips those covers and sends it back. Everybody puts them up for sale.
I got a question for Miss Laura. You're doing custom covers. Have you had one come in not up to the quality standards where you said, no, we're not doing this one?
Well, it's interesting because we did receive cover A and we haven't destroyed them, but we didn't sell them either. They're out in the garage. But we did a retailer for this title. A lot of retailers did. And they printed really dark as well. It's something about the paper. When you guys get your copy, the paper's like this. I don't even know how to describe it. It's almost like a newspapery feel to it. And it just soaked up that ink. So even ours and a lot of the retailers came out pretty dark. I wasn't a
All
fan of
right.
how they printed these.
At number 10 on the list, we've got World Tree issue number 1, the Fernando Blanco recalled printing error too dark variant. All right, next up on the list, I got the read on this one. At number 9, we've got Marvel Premiere issue number 12 from 1973. Now, most people are looking forward to big announcements from the MCU revolving around Secret Wars, Fantastic Four, and X-Men. Most curiosity has been around the more prominent elements of the MCU. However, we still have a fantastic Disney Plus series to look forward to, like the Agatha Coven of Chaos series currently in the works. Now, during an interview last week, actress Patti LuPone revealed that she will play Lilia Calderu. Now, Lilia first debuted in this issue as Queen of the Gypsies. This small piece of information was enough to send this issue flying into the top 10, and we tracked 38 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 63% with a high sale of $90 for a CGC 9.2 copy and a raw fine fair market value of $15. I couldn't highlight anyone's comments. Sorry about that. Let me go
That
back and
seems
highlight them.
reasonable for this. I like it.
I love this entire run. There's like Marvel Premiere and Marvel Spotlight are the two Bronze Age runs that I have been desperately trying to complete. And there are not a lot of huge books in there, but the ones that are huge are really expensive.
That price of entry, that's for sure.
What do you think of this one, Gabe?
I like that book. It's a great it's great that people are looking at things that are not, like it says in here, it's not X-Men, Fantastic Four, stuff like that. That there's still some of the Disney Plus stuff going on too. But just look at this cover; it's beautiful. It's another Brunner cover. So
absolutely love this run. All right,
when you do runs like this, JB, do you go for the highest, most expensive books first, or how do you kind of knock that stuff out? What's your game plan?
Whatever comes available when I'm digging in the long boxes. Low grade is better than no grade, my friend, and you got to have a grade to get in the game. So I start with getting everything in the lowest grade possible just to get it in the collection, and then if one comes up that's a little nicer, maybe we bump it up a little bit.
Then there comes the fun part of upgrading a little bit.
That's right. At number 9, we had Marvel Premiere issue number 12 from 1973. At number 8.
All right. So number 8, speaking of Bronze Age, Amazing Spider-Man 31, Marvel Comics 1965. This June, we are approaching the 50th anniversary of Gwen Stacy's death in comics, and what a lot of people think is the start of the Bronze Age. Marvel PR has focused its promotions on reminding readers of this significant event. This event is getting so much press because of an upcoming event set to be revealed in Amazing Spider-Man number 26. This issue is advertised as the most shocking issue of Amazing Spider-Man in 50 years. As we continue getting advertisements referencing Gwen Stacy's death, Fans have revisited Gwen Stacy's first appearance. Harry Osborn and Miles Warren, the Jackal first appearance, are alongside Gwen as well in this issue. Not to mention that Spider-Gwen fans are finally acknowledging her very first appearance, giving it the long overdue boost it deserved after springing forth one of the most popular Spider variants. So we've tracked 15 copies sold, 7-day trend of 172%. High sell was a CGC 7.5 that went for $1,176. And the fair market value of a very good copy is going at $369.
Damn, this is an evergreen right here.
Yeah.
This is a must-have in the collection. I think I do have this, but it is beat to hell.
Sounds cheap though, like $300 for like a very good copy. Like this is a very important issue. Like this is to a lot of people, including like myself, like Spider-Man's real girlfriend.
Oh.
Like this is the one that he should have always been with. Like if you had those Mexican Spider-Man comics, right? That just continue the story, like she never died, and it's just them having a relationship together.
Yeah, they
Spider,
were.
he said better 121 being the start of the Bronze Age. Said no one ever. Welcome to the show, TJ Slab Dragon Watson. So coming in at number 8, we've got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 31 from 1965. Miss Laura, what do we have at number 7?
Number 7, we have Star Wars Yoda number 6. This is the Takashi Okazaki 1 in 25 from 2023. Fans of Yoda have been fighting for the chance to own this phenomenal cover of the Jedi Master. Okazaki proves his masterful talent by illustrating Yoda in a formidable yet composed stance. His lightsaber provides a light source that illuminates the inked art piece with hues of green. Wow, the writers of CovrPrice are very poetic.
Right?
Okazaki takes inspiration from his previous covers and gives Yoda the same trademark style Okazaki used through the Star Wars Visions covers. Loved Star Wars Visions, by the way, side note. It is safe to say that this was a hit. We tracked 19 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 144%, with a high sale of 103 for a raw copy and a near mint fair market value of $3. I feel like Takashi, was made for Star Wars because ever since like that Visions cover he did, I'm a huge fan. And that Visions show was just fantastic.
I think this cover is fantastic. What do you think, Gabe? 1 in 25 variant?
It's nice to see the variants popping up on here, man. I'm not a big Star Wars guy, but man, just seeing these Star Wars books like in their popularity growing and growing, it's really kind of fun to watch that happen.
I wonder
You
how
should
many
watch
copies
Star Wars
Nemesis Prime
Visions.
got. Visions
That
was
was-
cool.
It is like every episode's done in like a different art style, and it's an interesting approach to it.
Really quick for everybody in the chat, if you have not already, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up button, and comment on last Thursday's Shaker Show to be included in tonight's giveaway. Also, if you're watching on the Rewind, you guys are fantastic. We really appreciate you watching on the Rewind. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up and commenting your favorite cover on this video to be entered into next Thursday's giveaway. All right. Number 7, Star Wars Yoda issue number 7, or no, issue number 6, the Takashi Okazaki 1 in 25 variant. All right. At number 6, we've got Marvel Superhero Secret Wars issue number 8, originally published in 1984. Stemming from a different version of Eddie Brock, the infamous Venom symbiote has already debuted in the MCU. The interdimensional alien goo plays a prominent role in the origin of Spider-Man's black suit. In the original comic storyline, the symbiote debuted during the events of Secret Wars. With a similarly titled MCU film in production, many collectors are banking on the forthcoming debut of the symbiote suit on this cover. We tracked 22 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 121%, with a high sale of $880 for a CGC 9.8 and a new, raw, very fine fair market value of $203. And if I hate shameless plug, I will be selling one of these tomorrow on my Whatnot stream, starting at $1. There is a link in the description below. There's a link in the description below.
What's your grade though? What do you think? Ballpark of what you have?
It's VF plus or better, and it's signed by Beatty with a certificate of authenticity.
That works.
Ooh, okay.
Nice. Anyway, this is Nevergreen to me. I've got many copies of this. I have personally submitted over a dozen copies of this book to CGC and never gotten a 9.8. Never.
Yeah,
I
have
have
a
gotten
9.2.
9.6 and 9.4 so many times
Yeah.
because the back of this cover is tough, folks. The black on the back of this cover is tough. 9.8 is a tough one to get. If you got it, congrats. At number 6, Marvel Superhero Secret Wars issue number 8. What do we got at number 5?
Number 5. Look at this. Star Wars: The High Republic, number 5 from Marvel Comics 2001. While Ahsoka may have taken the spotlight for the past couple of weeks, many Star Wars projects are currently in the works. One of those projects is Disney's Plus's The Acolyte. The Acolyte is being marketed as a mystery thriller focusing on the emergence of the dark side during the last days of the High Republic. Earlier this month, Star Wars Twitter officially confirmed that Rebecca Henderson would play Venestra role in the series. Her first full appearance is pulling in tons of heat. We've tracked 24 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 115%, high sale of $67 for a CGC 9.8, and a raw near mint fair market value of $11.
Ooh, I just started reading The High Republic because somebody got on me about this, and it's a good series. I don't know. I know you're not a big Star Wars person, but this is a good one.
I know nothing about anything to do with anything High Republic.
Anything
or
Star Wars,
timeline.
you're out of it, man. This has been a great show for Nemesis Prime. That's why I tried to get him on the show. Maybe next week we'll get him on the show. You know, no pressure there. Now that I threw your name out there, but
No,
coming in
lots
at number 5.
Better be on here, Nemesis.
I know he better be on here next
You
week.
gotta
say it
I've
3
thrown
times
him
in the
under
mirror
the
for him to
bus
show up.
twice. All right, and number 5, Star Wars: The High Republic, issue number 5. Laura, what do we got at number 4?
I love that you say my name before it's my turn, so I don't forget. I love that, JB. You're doing great. Marvel's Voices Spider-Verse number 1. This is the John Jang variant that came out in 2023. Along with the amazing cover, this book introduces 2 new spider characters, Recluse and Spider-Friend. Many collectors were interested in securing a copy due to the recent popularity of Spider-Boy and the potential future of these new characters. Whether these characters have a prominent role in the future of the Spider-Verse is still unknown. Yet one thing is certain. These characters' debut created high demand to place high on our top 10 list this week. We tracked 29 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 95%, with a high sale of $35 for a raw copy and a near mint fair market value of $22. I'll say this, John Jang, I met, he's fantastic, really cool, friendly guy, and it's nice to see him and his covers just all over Marvel nowadays. He's in high demand, and it's a cool book.
It's definitely colorful. I'll give you that. Now I'm confused. There's a which lower left is the fan?
That's the fan-created one.
The
Yeah.
fan-created character. Well, I guess that's kind of cool. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. The people voted on whether to kill Robin or not, right? I mean, I don't know. Fan-created stuff. All right. At number 4, we've got Marvel Voices Spider-Verse, issue number 1, the John Jiang variant. All right. Coming up at number 3, and that's me. I better get my paper on here. At number 3, we've got No One, issue number 1, the Geraldo Borges regular cover. Now, Kyle Higgins and Brian Bucciolato. Did I get it right? Maybe.
Herb Ervlinger, Bert Herngreif, Irv Herblinger, Bing Livehanger, Livelink, Bert Herkern, Bingo Lingfucker.
Bingo.
We have butchered so many tonight. I figured we were due for one of these. Brian Bucciolato have created a captivating new noir storyline that explores murders, copycat murders, vigilantes, and political ramifications. Along with its gripping narrative, the 10-part series has enlisted Rachel Lee Cook and Patton Oswalt for an in-universe podcast. The story has generated much buzz, returning to the top 10 this week. We tracked 29 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 97%, with a high sale of $20 for a raw copy and a new, very fine fair market value of $4. Anybody
like
have
Noir.
this?
Noir
You
stuff's
like
fine.
this? You like
Yeah.
that? I think it sounds like a fantastic read. This one might be a trade paperback. I have to come back and get it in trade.
I
When I
like
miss
Kyle Higgins
when I
stuff. He's
miss
always
the
on
first
fire.
couple of issues of something, I'm out. I don't want to, I'm out until the first trade comes out. Then I might be able to get back in, but I don't, Welcome to the show, Roman Curtis, my man, Uncle Roman.
That's what I used to do. I used to catch up with trade paperbacks and then get the single issues going forward. So I used to do it. Like that's how I read like Walking Dead and Invincible and stuff like that.
All right, at number 3, we have No One, issue number 1 from Image. What do we have at number 2?
Number 2 is one of my favorites. I love this book. This is Avengers Annual number 10, Marvel Comics 1981. Rumors are running rampant. Nearly a year ago, the first whispers of a Rogue appearance in the MCU started gaining traction. Towards the end of the year, there was yet another rumor that Keke Palmer was meeting with Marvel Studios to negotiate terms for the role of Rogue. In the last couple of months, the latest rumor was that Anna Paquin was set to return as her role as Rogue in the Deadpool 3 film. These rumors increased the market value of her first appearance. The latest news to bring this book back to the spotlight comes from an unlikely source, Saturday Night Live. In a recent SNL sketch, Jenna Ortega appeared dressed as a character modeled after Rogue. The internet went into a frenzy and fans cast her into the role. Multiple sites actively campaigned on her behalf to see this happen. The positive reception has reignited the fire underneath this prominent key issue. We've tracked 23 copies sold, 7-day trend of 131%, with a high sale of $665 for a CGC 9.8 copy, and raw VF copies. The fair market value is $61.
What do you think? What's your take?
I absolutely think she's going to come around. I don't know if it's going to be Jenna Ortega. It'd be great.
No, Jenna Ortega doesn't fit at all to me. Like I love her, but as Rogue,
I don't see it at all.
See what happens. You never know. She is an actor. Maybe she
Yeah.
can switch it up and being Wednesday attitude into like a. Because if she did it, you remember anybody ever see the Wolverine? What's it called? Wolverine and the X-Men, and they had Rogue, and she was all kind of like emo-y gothic kind of girl, so they could kind of go that route with it.
I guess I like my Rogue to be a little bit more like.
A little more.
Oh God, I forget the actress. What's the actress? I don't remember.
But while we think about that, take a moment, everybody. We're on the last one. We're making great time. We're doing good on our time. Take a moment to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed to the channel. We've got 129 strong in the chat. You guys are fantastic. Make sure you're hitting that thumbs up if you have not already. And take us home, Miss Laura, with number 1.
Ooh, number 1. Surprise, surprise. Here we go. Spider-Man number 7, the Humberto Ramos top secret spoiler. This is from 2023. This comic book marks the first appearance and cover appearance of Spider-Boy. Writer Dan Slott hinted at the character's significance in future storylines. More importantly, it was mentioned that Spider-Boy had an important role in the Spider-Man mythos. This key has continuously been on our list since its debut. As the mystery unfolds, the market continues to increase the demand and value of this recent release. How long will Spider-Boy reign as number 1? We tracked a massive 142 copies sold at a 7-day trend of 90%, with a high sale of $151 for a CGC 9.8 and a raw near mint going for about $40.
I cannot believe this book is still going. This is amazing. How many weeks in a row is this?
I don't know, 3.
Copies are just people reselling them over after they bought them. I think they're showing them
For a profit? I mean, it seems like the
Sure.
number's going up, isn't it?
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. So
Sell, says Lon Espinoza. Well, that is our top 10. We made absolutely fantastic time. So, you know what I would like to do? I would like to take a moment and send everybody, if you have not already, get into the description of this video and subscribe to Nearing Nerdvana, because coming up next in
Ryan Brown.
like 10 minutes, we have got Ryan Brown. Laura, tell us what you got going on here. I'm going to drop a link to this for the live chat.
Yeah, if you guys aren't familiar, every Tuesday, Nearing Nirvana does a show called Comic Book Women. Spoiler, it's all women. It's an all-female cast. We go on, and it's a panel, I should say. We spotlight a different artist or creator, writer, etc. In tonight's case, it's Ryan Brown, because, you know, his Star Wars books are just killing it lately. And we kind of like run you down on his first ever cover and some books that we think you should pick up if you are a fan. So yeah, come and watch. It's fun.
That is awesome. And then Gabe's doing something cool. I'm going to throw this up real quick. And we have got a link in the description for this one. So it's there for everyone right now. Go to the description of this video and subscribe to Comic Book Versus. Gabe, tell me what's going on with this new channel.
all right, new channel coming up, everybody. Comic Book Versus. So the idea behind it is the idea of there's an Instagram account called Versus, and they would get all the biggest rappers. So it'd be like DMX versus Nas, and they would do these live concerts where DMX would play a song, and then Nas would try and play one of his songs and try to top DMX, and it just kind of went on and on like that. Like I used to do that with my friends. I put on a song, they put on a song. We tried one up each other on songs. So I want to take that idea, but do it with comic books, because what's cooler than comic books, right? So I'm gonna get some people. I'm gonna get 2 people on the show. I'm gonna be the moderator, and we're going to have a theme, like let's say 90s comics, and each theme is going to have 3 different categories, like basically like 3 rounds, like a fight, right? So the first round would be like gimmick covers. So let's say if it was me and JB, I would throw up Wolverine 50, let's say, with the 3 slashes down the cover, and I'll talk about how cool I think that cover is, hype it up, why I think it's my favorite cover. And then JB goes, and it's his turn, and he'll throw up whatever cover he wants to go up and hype it up as much as possible, and we kind of have a little bit of a battle. And then we let the chat decide. I'll throw a poll into the chat. Let the chat decide on who wins that round. And then, you know, for round 2 would be another category. Let's say bad girl, good girls, because that was a big thing in the 90s with bad girl, good girl comics. And then same thing. I throw a book up, he throws a book up, we talk about it, chat decides. And then the third one. So that's the idea of that. And then there's going to be a second really cool show that I'm going to do, which will be a Wizards Comics then versus now. Well, I'll take a Wizard magazine and I'll look at the top 10 comics of that magazine.
Yeah.
Take a look at what the prices were going for at that time, and you know, in the early 90s or whenever, and compare it to what those prices are going for today based on cover price. And I'm going to have TiVo on there. I'm going to invite a bunch of other people to show up for that and just talk about what the speculation looked like in the 90s versus what is happening today. So a fun little retrospective things with the Wizard magazines.
I'm so in. I can.
So if you think you got it,
in. I've dropped the link. It's in the description of this video. And also, everybody, if you haven't already, we got 111 people in here. It's time to draw the winner of tonight's free comic book giveaway. Miss Laura is going to be giving away a book. I don't know which one she's giving away. Maybe she doesn't know which one she's giving away. I don't know.
I just send him all to TiVo nowadays, and he picks.
Send them all to TiVo. All right. Well, we had 53 comments before the show started, which is fantastic. And now we've got, drum roll, please, 69.
69,
dudes.
We got 69 comments on the show. Let's find out which one of our fantastic viewers commented. What do we got here? Cooper Hoover is the winner. Star-Lord will live, so will Gamora. He's made his choice. I remember asking that question, who you thought would die. That is the winner of tonight's giveaway, Cooper Hoover. Congratulations to you. Make sure you reach out to Miss Laura. Gabe,
actually,
that's the show.
TiVo. Reach out to TiVo.
Reach out to TiVo.
Reach out to him on vacation to make him do work.
Shout out Barbarian Kung Fu. Welcome to the show. That's tonight's show, Miss Laura. We want to say goodbye. You're gonna give your shout outs.
I just subbed to your channel, Gabe. I want to
you.
go on and battle Anthony, but I want to do like different artists and just see who wins.
Let's do it.
And I love the shirts. If I could get that shirt like in a crop top, rock it.
Nice.
Let's make it
And
happen.
don't forget, we've got a new drop. Make sure you're texting
Oh yeah.
for your new drops. Fantastic covers from Bird City Comics. And don't forget to use the code LOTLB to get 15% off at Bird City Comics. Thank you, Miss Laura. I appreciate you. Everybody, head on over and watch that Ryan Brown. That's going to be fantastic. Gabe, thank you for being on the show. Is there anything else you want to mention to the people?
No, everybody, thanks so much. Follow me on Instagram, Gabe Loves 90s Comics. If you feel like you want to be a part of a battle, hit me up. And we're trying to get that put together because the hardest part trying to find people to do it. So we'll make it happen.
It is. It is. That's it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Make sure you come back on Thursday. Make sure you comment your favorite comic book in tonight's show in the comments below to be entered into Thursday's giveaway. And as always, don't forget, we had a good time. And most importantly, because I got from my man, keep digging in those long boxes, right? Where's the outro? Is there an outro for this?
Usually
Keep stalling until you find
Keep
it.
stalling until I find the outro. All right.
Somebody do
Peace
beatbox.
out,
Do
everybody.
freestyle.
Shake and bake and pull it back.
Oh my god.
Come on and get some, boys.
In the great hall of the Justice League, there are assembled the world's three greatest heroes, created from the cosmic legends of the universe. Their mission, to fight injustice, to right that which is wrong, and to serve all mankind.
Now that's a name I've not heard.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is
Shake and bake and pull it back.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is In this, you shall know that the Lord is
Come on and get some, boys.
Heck, here's the deal. I'm the best there is.
In this, you shall know that the Lord is
What's in the box?